In 2025, something strange is happening across America. From Times Square to the Grand Canyon, places that used to be full of visitors now feel quiet. Hotels have empty rooms, airports are seeing fewer travelers, and towns that used to live off tourism are struggling to stay alive. But what's behind this sudden drop? It's not because of protests or loud boycotts, it's something much quieter. People are simply not coming. And that silence, it's costing the US more than just tourist money. It's a sign that the world is rethinking its relationship with America. Let's break down why travelers are turning away, what it means for the US, and why this shift might be harder to reverse than anyone expected. It's not your imagination. Tourism in the US is falling fast. In 2025, the country is on track to lose nearly $100 billion in tourism income. Hotels are slashing prices, tour guides are losing work, local shops are closing early or shutting down completely. The biggest hit isn't just to the big cities like New York or LA. It's the small towns, the mountain towns, beach communities and national park gateways that are suffering the most. These places depend heavily on international visitors, especially during peak seasons. And now, with fewer travelers coming in, they're being pushed to the edge. But this drop in visitors didn't happen overnight. For many people around the world, traveling to the US used to be a dream. Today, it feels more like a risk. In March 2025, two teenagers from Germany arrived in Hawaii for what was supposed to be a fun 5-week vacation. But instead of enjoying the beaches, they were pulled aside at the airport, questioned for hours, strip-searched and held in a detention room overnight. Their crime? Not having every hotel stay booked in advance. Even though they had valid travel documents and had done nothing wrong, they were deported the next day. This wasn't an isolated event. In recent years, Australians have been detained and searched without cause. Canadians have been questioned about their political views. Europeans have been held for hours with no explanation. Stories like these are spreading across social media and global news outlets, and they're changing how the world views a trip to the US. Instead of seeing it as a fun, welcoming place, many now see it as unpredictable and even hostile. The US tourism industry is massive. In 2024 alone, it brought in over $2.6 trillion and supported more than 20 million jobs. So when international travelers pull back, the damage spreads fast. It's not just airline tickets and hotel bookings. Restaurants lose customers. Taxi drivers have fewer passengers. Small souvenir shops get fewer sales. Tour guides go weeks without work. Goldman Sachs now predicts a $90 billion loss in 2025 due to the tourism decline. This isn't just a bad season, it's a warning sign, and while big cities might survive, smaller towns could be changed forever. Let's look at where the drop is happening. Canada, the United States' closest neighbor and largest source of foreign tourists, has seen a massive decline. By March 2025, flights from Canada to the US dropped by 70%. 1 million fewer Canadians crossed the border compared to last year. Airlines cut over 320,000 seats on Canada to US routes. Europe isn't far behind. German and Spanish visits to the US are down more than 20%. The UK dropped by 15% and France declined by 12%. Several European governments have even issued official travel warnings for the US, advising citizens to think twice before visiting. Why? Concerns over safety, border treatment, political tensions, and a general feeling that the US is no longer as welcoming as it once was. For businesses, these aren't just numbers. Hotels are reporting thousands of canceled reservations, travel agencies are losing clients, and for many there's no clear idea of when or if those travelers will return. So, how is the US government responding? From the federal level, the message has been pretty casual. President Trump brushed off the issue, saying it's not a major concern and promising that real numbers will tell a different story later. But on the local level, it's a different picture. States like California are taking things seriously. Governor Gavin Newsom has launched campaigns to win back Canadian travelers, reminding people that California is welcoming, beautiful, and separate from Washington's political drama. The campaign, called California Loves Canada, hopes to rebuild trust with friendly neighbors and bring visitors back. Other states and cities are doing the same, trying to distance themselves from the national message and protect their local image. It's a strange situation. On one hand, the federal government seems unconcerned. On the other, local leaders are scrambling to fix the damage. And in that disconnect lies one of the biggest challenges of this crisis. While lost income and jobs are serious, there's another cost that's harder to measure: America's global reputation. For decades, visiting the United States meant more than just a vacation. It was a chance to experience American culture, meet its people, and bring home a better understanding of its values. That kind of soft power, the ability to influence the world through culture and goodwill, is priceless. But as international travel drops, that soft power fades too. Fewer people experience the United States firsthand, fewer stories are shared about American kindness or openness, and fewer travelers go home with good memories to spread. And this isn't just a theory. In 2025, the United States is the only major country among 184 global economies expected to see a drop in international visitor spending. Other countries are growing their tourism. America is shrinking. This is no longer just a tourism issue, it's about how the world sees the United States, and what happens if that view keeps getting worse. When people stop going to one country, they don't stop traveling altogether. They just go somewhere else. Mexico is one of the biggest winners in this shift. Canadian and European travelers who once headed to the United States are now choosing Mexico for its friendly atmosphere and relaxed entry rules. In Europe, cities like Paris, Rome, and Barcelona are seeing record visitor numbers. And in Asia, places like Thailand, Vietnam, and Indonesia are pushing themselves as safe, welcoming, and affordable alternatives to the United States. These countries are not just picking up extra visitors, they're creating loyalty, building habits, and strengthening their place in the global tourism market. And the longer the United States stays in decline, the harder it will be to win those travelers back. So what will it take for the United States to bounce back? Experts agree. This isn't something a few ads or flight discounts can fix. To rebuild global trust, the United States must address the deeper issues behind the tourism decline. Improve how travelers are treated at the border. Lower the risk of political or legal surprises for visitors. Show the world that it is still a welcoming, stable, and respectful place. This means better cooperation between the federal government and local tourism boards. It also means restarting international outreach through diplomacy, culture, and clear communication. Right now, other countries are locking in new travel partnerships and loyalty programs. They're building long-term ties with travelers that will last for years. If the United States waits too long, it may lose not just this year's tourists, but a whole generation of them. This isn't just about flights, hotels, or missing dollars. It's about how the world views America. Every canceled trip, every silent no sends a message that the United States is no longer the open, reliable, welcoming place it once was. The question now is, will America listen? Will it act before the damage becomes permanent? Because once trust is broken, it's hard to get it back. And in the global travel world, those who wait too long often find that the visitors and the opportunities have already moved on. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Share your thoughts in the comments. Have you traveled to the United States recently, or changed your plans? We want to hear your stories. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.